Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Connecting Life podcast. I'm your host, dianaboskma, and I'm here to help you connect the dots of life so that you can live your best life in a healthy and fulfilling way. Today, I'm talking with Kia. She's a friend of mine. We've known each other for like 4 or 5 years in the meantime. She's a spiritualist and overall just a really amazing human being. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself, Kia?
Absolutely. Thank you again for inviting me, Deanna. I met
You're welcome.
Deanna
Mhm.
at an ultimate amazing experience in London.
Yes.
And, mm, it's been a lot since then. I'm someone who's definitely spirit led. Sometimes it's the Holy Spirit that leads me, and sometimes it's that little nasty ego that's leading my decisions. But I'm a mom. I'm a spiritually tapped in, sometimes willingly naive. But I'm an overall just person. I'm a lover of life and I'm a lover of people.
Awesome. Cool. So Kia and I will have a conversation about health and
Mm.
75 hard. Now, I think a lot of people will not have a clue what 75 hard is. So let's talk about that first, because when I heard that the first time, I didn't know what it was either. And that's only like a year ago. So,
Absolutely. 75 hard is this challenge. And some people think that it's a more physical challenge. It's definitely more mental than anything. You have to
mhm,
do two workouts a day for 45 minutes each. And they also need to be at least 3 hours apart. One of them has to be outside. Rain, thunderstorm, tornado, it doesn't matter. It has to you one of them has to be outside. You have to maintain a diet, no cheat meals, no alcohol. You have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book daily, and you have to drink at least a gallon of water a day, and take a progress picture daily.
mhm.
And it seems when you first started, great. This is my fifth time trying. And today I'm on day 73. This is the furthest that I have gotten. And yeah, it- I'm I've been feeling the effects of it. So I'm pretty proud of myself. But even now on day 73, I'm having to talk my way through it of saying, well, you made it that far. That's good enough, but that's not the challenge.
Mhm. Well, you might as well finish now. It's only 2 days left. So,
Yeah, but our mind will tell us, like, even when
yeah.
we're that close, it's like,
Mhm.
well, I know you're
Yeah.
running the race. You can try to keep running those last laps,
Mhm.
or, you can just stop. You can take a break. But that
Yeah.
is what holds us back a lot of the times. We
Yes.
think we are giving ourselves that permission.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's not always the permission. That's not grace. Sometimes that's
Mhm.
that spirit of procrastination.
Yeah. It sounds pretty tough to me, to be fair. Because I don't know
It
many
is.
people that do a 1.5 hour amount of workout a day. Most people have enough with
Mm.
45 minutes to an hour. And then most people do it
Mhm.
at the
Mhm.
gym. They won't do it outside because, that's
Mhm.
another level of. And no cheat days. That's also one of these things that most people really find super hard. And the
Yeah.
non-fiction book, I think that's the easiest. You sit down and read 10 pages. At least in my world, that would be the easiest to just sit down and read.
You would think so, but when you factor in your everyday life on top of
hmm
all of those tasks
hmm
daily,
It's hard.
it can be easy to say, "Oh my gosh,
hmm
I thought I was getting ready for bed. I didn't do this and I didn't do that."
Mm,
And then it's like, okay, so now I have to
hmm
start finding ways to shape my day
Yeah.
around this because I'm still a mom.
hmm
I'm still in
Yeah.
school. I
Yeah.
still have to work.
Yeah. That's a busy
Yeah,
life as it is.
exactly. Oh, but
Only two
it's
more days.
great. Oh
hmm
my goodness. I can't wait to be done.
Can imagine. So as we're talking about health and 75 hard, I
Mhm.
think I can safely assume that you started doing this for health and improving your health and well-being and fitness and whatever it all is. Do I get that right?
Yeah, the furthest I had gotten prior to this time was 23 days, and I
Oh
went
wow.
hard at that time, but
Mhm.
I went through a move, a transition.
Mhm.
And the thing with this challenge is if you miss one task, you
Mhm.
have to start back at day one.
Ouch.
That's the tricky part. So I was
Mhm.
moving from Texas to Arizona, and during that drive, it was about a 19-hour drive. I didn't have time to stop
Mhm.
or get it done before before it turned midnight and I was going into the next day.
Mhm.
So I had to start over.
Oh
And
man.
it took a hard hit.
Mhm.
You know, after I
Yeah.
did that move, it was like it kind of had this happen and then that happened and then life
Mhm.
started lifing
Yep. As
and
life does.
exactly. And it put me in a space to where I picked up habits that I had like
Mhm.
I want to say when I had met you, I think that was the last time I had smoked a cigarette was when I was in London. And when
Oh
I
wow.
came home, I stopped and I hadn't smoked a cigarette in over 2 years. And I was so proud. Like these were things that
Mhm.
I just immediately said, I'm gonna focus on working out. I'm gonna stop doing
Mhm.
this. I stopped drinking coffee. I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I was proud. So when I missed that one task for the first time, I was
Mhm.
like, it devastated me. And then when life started happening, I was more susceptible to fall back into old patterns.
Yeah.
So now I'm in a space of there's grace, but I've been having to take it pretty slow, slower
Mhm.
than what I'm used to. But I
Yeah.
had to do it so it's sustainable.
Yeah. Well, that's with a lot of things because I've seen that with some people that I've worked with is when they go too hardcore into things, they just crash and burn. So it's the building
Yeah.
up. I see that with
Mm.
certain diets as well. It's building up slowly towards it and then it's sustainable.
Hmm.
It's not about immediately dropping everything and starting to live completely different because I think that'll be really hard for most of us. I'm not sure anybody can do
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
And that's why when I made sure this is my fifth time.
Mhm.
That one time when I made it 23 days, that was my first time. I felt so
Mhm.
prepared. I was living this vegan lifestyle. I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing, great, super fun. We're good. But I didn't prepare myself to what it would look like when it got
Mhm.
hard. What would it look like when the kids get sick? What does it
Mhm.
look like when you have to work or you have homework assignments to do? What is that going to look
Mhm.
like when that starts to weigh on you?
Yeah.
And you have set this standard for yourself
Yep.
where that goal was perfection opposed
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
endurance.
Mhm. So, would you say that someone who wants to do this is
Mhm.
better off slowly starting, like starting with one workout and then adding another and then adding some dietary things and then adding a book and then by the time they have it all working out, then start counting the 75 days? Or how do you think it would be?
I'm going to be honest. I think anyone can start wherever they're at
Mm, yeah.
because with 75 hard, there's no real limitations as far as what the workout needs to be, what the diet needs to
Mm,
be. That's all a choice. You get
yeah,
to
cool.
decide
Yeah.
what you're going to commit to, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to be realistic when you're putting yourself up against other people's standards or
Yeah.
well that's not I'm not because I'm not powerlifting. That's not a real workout. And everyone else I know does this
Oh.
type of workout.
Mm-hmm.
Do what's right for you because the goal is consistency. The goal is
Yeah.
to keep showing up for yourself
Mm-hmm.
doing
Yeah.
these tasks.
Yeah.
And I think anyone can start anywhere they are
Mm-hmm.
as long as they can self reflect and
Mm-hmm.
you set your own plan.
Yeah. That makes
Now it's
sense.
can you
Yeah.
stick to it? Yeah.
Mhm. Well, 45-minute walk outside with a dog is doable because the dog loves it. So that would be for me the first place to start. But do that
Exactly. And
anyway.
some people think, oh, well, that doesn't count. So the guy, his name is Andy Frisella. He actually
Mhm.
has a book that
Yeah.
says what's technically considered a workout. Now, like if you work outside and you do manual labor, that can't count as a workout. That's not
Mhm.
dedicated time.
Mhm.
The workout has to be time dedicated to that.
Yeah.
So if
Mhm.
I'm just dancing around my house, it's not the same.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
for me, walking the dog is one of the things. It's a workout for him and it's a workout for me because I want
Hmm.
to do the walking. I want to get to my steps. So there's also a certain speed involved in it because otherwise I don't get to my
Hmm.
steps in that 45 minutes. And he
Yeah.
doesn't like slow anyway because it's a nice thing. Yeah, I might have to look at that book because it sounds
Yeah.
interesting, but also a bit like, "Ooh, that's hard."
It's more
But not
mental
nothing
than
called hard.
anything. Yeah. Well, they have 75 soft, and realistically, I could have tried that, but
Mhm.
they're not really that different.
Mm.
They're still, how can you show up? So someone can say, I want to do 75 soft.
Mhm.
Really, they're the same program. It's just what do you want to fill your day up with? I'm someone
Mhm.
who has a lot of goals. I have to learn how to
Yeah.
manage these things. And
Mhm.
truthfully, I work well under pressure.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So what is the real difference then between 75 hard and 75 soft?
It's one less workout.
Mhm.
It's a little bit less water,
Mhm.
and it's a little bit more lax on
Okay.
the wiggle room as to far as what
Mhm.
you're completing.
Yeah. So for instance, would 3 times a 15-minute workout work for the 75 soft?
So with the 45-minute workout,
Mhm.
it can't be broken apart. It has to be
Mm.
consistent. So with
Mhm.
that one, it doesn't require it to be outside. It's just one workout. It could be
Mhm.
indoors or outdoors.
Mhm. Okay.
But as someone who believes in the healing power of nature, I
Mm.
wanted to find a way
Oh
to
yeah. Yeah,
incorporate
yeah, that
being
makes sense.
outside,
Yeah,
rain,
yeah, that
sleet,
makes
or
sense.
snow.
Mhm. Yeah, it makes it because it is very good. I have woods outside here, and I
Yeah. Oh,
do my best to go into that pretty much every day just because it's good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah, hugging a tree is good. I like it.
No, I missed when I was doing it in Texas because I would see like blue jays and cardinals
Mm.
all the time. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
I mean, Arizona's not bad, but now it's like pigeons and,
Mhm.
and doves.
Yeah. Well, I went out with the dog and the kids at lunchtime for a
Hmm.
walk, and we saw a buzzard and I don't know what birds all, because some of them have this, and they're pretty, but I don't know their name. They're so colorful, some of
Oh,
them. It was really, really nice. It was sunny. It was good. So it was a really good walk with the dog. Really good.
that's good.
Yeah, it was nice. It's just good for your health to just have these kind of things. Movement is good.
It is, but it teaches you. I would say I've learned a lot more about my life
Mm-hmm.
opposed to my physical limitations than anything
Mm. Yeah.
because I'm someone who prefers to be kind of social.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone is doing this. This is
No.
just, hey, can you continue to show up even
Yeah.
if it's not what's cool or it's not
Mm-hmm.
what's popular or it's not what everyone else is
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
I've had friends, she says, because she tried to do it with me in
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. When I started, I wanted to do it before we were hitting the 100+ degrees.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, it snuck up on us kind of early.
Ooh.
And so it was about 103. And I'm like, I just got to get it done. I'm
Mm.
like, hey, you want to go? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And she said, oh no, like halfway through it, she didn't want to finish. And she
Mm.
says, oh, well, just come with me. I'm going to have someone pick us up. I'm like, no, you can go. I'll just keep going. She says, no, just say that you did it. No one's going to know.
But you
And
do.
I said, exactly. But at that moment, I was like, an older version of me would have easily said, took that as permission and an out
Mm-hmm.
to be
Mm-hmm.
dishonest. But I was like, oh, man, no. Look, if you want me to wait with you, I'll wait with you. But I got to get it done because this is, I know.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm not doing this for everyone else to know I finished. I'm finishing this for myself.
Yeah.
And
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Because what
yeah,
other people are not going to benefit from it anyway. So what's the point in
exactly.
doing it for other people?
Exactly. But it does,
Yeah.
it makes you conscious of who you're
Mm-hmm.
having to interact with. Most of this I've been, and I was actually say I've actually enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent a lot of time just with myself and getting these things done because I've been so focused on I have to do these things and I'm doing it for me. I
Yep.
have to do that
Yep.
and I'm doing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of start to see the people you hang out with, like certain
Yeah.
things I have to miss because, oh, I'm going to, if I do this, I'm going to miss my workout. If I do
Mm-hmm.
this, I'm going to open myself up to putting myself in an environment where what I'm not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be eating or a time I'm not supposed
Yeah.
to be eating, I'm messing
Yeah.
it up.
Yep.
So it teaches me discipline, not only just with that, but like against that
Mm-hmm.
social pressure of
Yeah. Yeah.
connecting and fitting in.
Yeah. And that can be in certain times of the year, but also with certain people, a lot of pressure, as in that they want you to, join in. Like one of my friends, he was at some point talking about how he wanted to actually do the sports that he was watching instead of just sitting on the sofa and watching them. But his
Yeah.
friends really loved watching them while having a beer and stuff like that. So at some point he was
Mhm.
called boring and annoying, and he was just
Yeah.
taking the fun out of everything and blah 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 blah. And he had to say, "All right, I guess those cannot be my friends anymore because they'll just drag me down, and I want to get healthier and be a good example." So yeah, the
Mhm.
friendships kind of died out, but eventually the interesting thing is that some of those friends did pop up back up in his life because they also wanted to have a better life instead of just sit on the sofa and get drunk half the week. So it's
Yeah.
interesting because the moment people start seeing someone else doing better, either they don't want to have
Mhm.
anything to do with them anymore, or they want to
Or they're
follow them, or there's always it has an effect.
exactly,
It definitely has an effect.
exactly. They're either
So it's been,
inspired
mm-hmm,
or what is the word? I don't want to say regretful, resentful.
mm-hmm, yeah,
They're either
that is a thing.
inspired by the change in you or they're
Mm-hmm,
resenting the change in you. But that has
yeah,
nothing to do with you.
no,
And
no,
that's what I've been having to figure out. Like,
mm-hmm,
yeah, I can see where others are getting upset because I'm saying I'm not showing up. We're not going and having this fun
mm-hmm,
time. But once I get this done, I mean,
yeah,
I want a solid foundation for this, and fun
mm-hmm,
is still going to be there.
yeah,
Fun working out like this. Now I'm
mm-hmm,
redefining what my fun looks like.
yeah. It's just a different type of fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Some of them they've enjoyed some things because I mean I'm not much of a drinker. I haven't been much of a drinker in years,
mm-hmm,
but now it's like, oh, where I would be like, oh yeah, sure, we can have a glass of wine, especially during this time. Absolutely not. I'm
mm,
like, wait a minute, I seen what did you put in that?
mm-hmm,
I need to know what is in that because I am
yeah,
very firm,
mm-hmm,
dry. We're not doing that at all.
yeah.
And they've had to learn, oh man, well, I learned this mocktail recipe.
They're so tasty.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There's certain of these fruity things without alcohol that are just amazing. Fruit
Yeah.
juicy smoothie type of things. I love them. Yeah, I really love them. Yeah, I'm not really
Man,
a fan of alcohol as it is, so for me it's always this
mhm.
thing of can we have a really nice alcohol-free cocktail? For a long time, it's
Exactly.
been so easy to get. way back when I was still living in Holland, so that's a long time ago.
Mm.
We had a bar that we would go to every now and then, and one of the
Mhm.
waiters there, or bartenders, he was from New Zealand, and he was
Okay.
so good at making amazing alcohol-free cocktail type of things. So we would go there all the time because it was so cool, so tasty. And he would really do the whole thing, like from the, what is that
Yeah.
film called again? He would do the whole spiel. It was cool to watch as well. He was really good at that. He was so
Yeah,
funny.
I know. Some people don't understand. Sometimes it's just the experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun drink.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have to have the alcohol in it. You can just have the whole experience of watching that creation, and it's still
Mm-hmm.
good. You still
Mm-hmm.
enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yep. He did a lot of things with pineapple juice, and it is tasty. I just now have this thing of what happened to him because, it's that the thing of life's changed, moved away, and all these things, and then all of a sudden, someone comes back from the past in my mind, and yeah,
Uh,
not a clue. So it doesn't matter. So
no, you're
anything
fine. You
else?
might need to
Yeah,
look them up.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know where to find them.
Search
Not a clue.
mocktail makers.
Yeah, well, I can have a look on Facebook. Who knows? There might be a mocktail maker from New Zealand in Rotterdam. It's not really the most common, so who knows? It might be possible.
Mhm.
Um, so can I be, because you said you tried several times and 23 days was the
Mhm.
first time. How many times in total is this? How many time is this now that you're doing
This
this?
is the fifth time.
The fifth time? That's not too bad.
It was bad enough. I went through a space where I was like, I'm not even gonna try this anymore. I'm
Mm,
just done. All of these perfect people who can get it done. And I'm like,
mm-hmm,
no, this is the thing. You're saying
mm,
all of these perfect people because you're assuming there's this standard that you
mm-hmm,
have to meet in order to get it done instead of
mm-hmm.
saying, this is where I am.
Yeah.
This is how I can, this is the capacity I have to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And then holding myself to it to continue
Yeah.
to show up.
Yeah. That's all that's needed. It's not
Pretty
about
much.
perfection for sure, because nobody is. Like, it doesn't exist.
Mhm.
No. But
It's
yeah,
like
some
that whole
people.
turtle in the hair thing.
Mm-hmm. It is about the being the turtle. Don't be the hare.
Yeah,
Be the
exactly.
turtle.
Can hold out for the whole 75 days. I can go hard for 20, 30 days, but
Mm-hmm.
if I'm pushing myself past limits or I'm burning myself out,
Mm-hmm.
how is that sustainable?
It's not. I think
Yeah.
this is definitely a thing of learning how to pace yourself at a pace that is
Hmm.
sustainable so that you can continue doing this for a long, long time. I think that's
Yeah.
probably the idea of the design behind it.
Yeah. Because I want to say when I first started out, I did start off going pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, I felt myself right around like 35, 40 ish days range. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have it in me. I feel like I'm going to fall apart. But if that's
Mm-hmm.
how you feel, then that means it's time to adjust. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can't keep doing your workouts. It doesn't mean
No.
anything else other than I need to maybe adjust my
Mm-hmm.
schedule
Yeah.
and I need to figure out how I can
Yeah.
keep it going
Yeah.
while making sure that my body, I don't, if I finish and I break myself,
Mm-hmm.
where's the success in that?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. It's about making sure that it's something that works for you, that you can do,
Mhm.
and that will help you become a better version of you.
Exactly.
And that
And I
only
think we sit
works with
here,
yeast.
I think we get so caught up in everyone else and what everything is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to look like that
Yeah.
when we're pushing ourselves, we are pushing ourselves to break.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're setting
Definitely.
yourself up for failure when you're setting
Mm-hmm.
yourself up on someone else's plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're not you. So
Exactly.
you can only do your own plan.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's really cool that you're nearly there 2 more
I
days.
know. Oh, and I was like, man, there's a party on the 16th. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, well, this is my way to celebrate my birthday. And then all
Oh.
of a sudden, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. The 16th is literally
Mm-hmm.
day 75.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
then it's that little mental battle with myself of, Kia, it's fine. There will be other opportunities. This is not a once in a lifetime thing that if all of a sudden, if you give it to yourself to
Yeah.
finish what you started, you can't do something later.
Well, you can. I know.
Yeah,
I've had a
exactly.
conversation like that with my kids at some point about certain days that are either in the week or on the weekend, and then they had said,
Yeah.
"But basically, we want to celebrate it on the day." I said, "Why would you have to? You can do it on the weekend. You can do it a couple of days later. It doesn't have to be on the exact same
Mhm.
day." And eventually, that sunk in because it doesn't really matter. You can do it later. I
It's the
prefer
impatient
celebrating
part
my
of
week.
us.
Yeah, I prefer celebrating my birthday on the weekend because there's more time to be celebrated as when it's a working day. So I'd rather just do it on the weekend.
Yeah. Oh.
But that's me.
Mm.
Yeah, this was really cool to hear you talk about that because I know so little about this 75. I just know one person who's done it, I think,
Mhm.
twice, if I'm
Yeah.
correct. Yeah. And I literally just knew that it was about exercise and health, but I had no idea about anything else. So I've learned a lot from you today. So
Yeah.
thank you for this.
No
So
problem.
as we are, towards the end of our conversation here, do you have any last
Mhm.
words of wisdom that you'd like to share with those watching or listening?
Just continue to run your own race,
Mm-hmm.
wearing your own shoes.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good plan.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that. So, in case anyone wants to contact you, are you open to that? And if so, how can they do that?
Sure, I am an antisocial socialite.
Ooh.
I can be reached on my Facebook, Kia
Mhm.
Truly Blessed. I'm also on Instagram at Herbal Angel 777 and on TikTok, Herbal Angel 777.
Cool. I will share the details in the description of the video so that people can
Absolutely.
just click on that. And I want
Yeah.
to
If
thank
you reach
you.
out, I'll always respond.
Cool. That's awesome. So I really enjoyed this conversation. So I want to really thank you for joining me today for this. And
Thank you
hopefully
for
we can
connecting
do
with me.
something like this some other time again because it was really cool. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Thank you very much. And to the rest of you, whoever's been watching, till next time.